In enemy territory, a campfire gives warmth, but the cold gives protection. Shadow Clan's code for warriors of peace.
Oh, and we're on to Chapter 2.
Year 1002 since Divine Retribution. Spring Equinox. Kingdom of Frisia. The city of Vodun. A procession approaches the city. Hundreds, no, thousands, walk to Vodun, shackled and closely guarded.
Lo Pheng. You observe the surroundings from a tall rampart. It's your job to foresee any threats, especially those another might overlook. Something menacing is in the air. It might have something to do with the prisoners. You're a bodyguard of the highest rank, a warrior of the Shadow Clan. Your client, Count Pelki Soturi, shows you off like a golden belt buckle. It makes no difference to you. In the end, you're loyal to your clan. The streets are full of gawkers, city dwellers and villagers who brought their whole families to the festival. However, temple inquisitors, not itinerant entertainers, preside over the ceremonies. They offer a special kind of entertainment. There will be executions and torture to commemorate the spring equinox. This time, there will be an astonishing number of victims. The city will drown in blood. It's just a lovely sight. Alright, Temple Servant. Commanding the guardsman is a tall temple servant. Many in the crowd whisper his name, Nakomi. Nakoma? Count Pelko Soturi approaches him, arms wide open. Finally, you're here. How is the journey, Your Holiness? What news? Would you like to rest, or begin the festivities immediately? Have you considered my request? Sheathe your sword. Turn to face the Count. Remain impassive. Let's go with remain impassive. The Count notices your lack of reaction and balls his tiny fists in anger. No need to fret, Count. The 3rd Legion is already on the march. You should let fate do the work when considering the command of 3 legions. Other commanders might suffer from falling sickness, or their tents could be attacked by bandits. Do you follow me? Does the temple permit such tricks of fortune? And how should I pursue a fate like this? The temple advise me. The Temple of Divine Wrath only instills anger, so take my advice. Listen in, turn your head, stand without listening. I think I should listen to this. If the icons are as good as they say, here's your solution. Your bodyguard will do anything you wish, unless, of course, it's not in his contract. Everyone knows that I have an icon in my service. They'll know it was me. Besides, I don't want to lose a bodyguard of his caliber. They say an icon is worth 50 Frisian warriors. Money-wise, that's certainly true. Your icon can bring you your 3 legions more easily than a servant bringing a chamber pot. Test him if you doubt it. I like this sort of entertainment. If your bodyguard slays a dozen or two Frisian guards, I'll turn a blind eye. You are absolutely still. A premonition touches you like a breeze, but your inner peace is undisturbed. You are always ready for whatever happens.
Lo Pheng, stay here. I need to speak to His Holiness in private.
Don't worry. I'll be safe in Nakoma's company.
Meanwhile, make sure that everything is in order.
Nod. A satisfied grin blooms across the Count's face. He's interpreted your nod as a bow, it seems. This day last year, 2 murderers were tortured to death in the city square. This year brings many more victims, but they look nothing like murderers. Alright, let's go look at the executioner. It seems that the ungainly fellow is the executioner. He is in conversation with an old inquisitor clad in black robes bearing the sign of the temple. The old man appears to outrank him, but the executioner will preside over the coming festivities. The executioner checks the steel spikes protruding from the wall and then looks in a tin box.
Ogren, why the blazes did we drive this herd to Woden? You can only hang 10 people at a time here. Do you need to drive the rest back?
The older man rummages through a canvas bag.
Did you plug your ears when I went over the details? We slaughter a dozen, maybe 2 dozen here. The rest we drive further. We're working for a grand cause, Mel. The ears, by the way. Don't forget the ears.
Okay, I'm creeped out. Let's look in the box. You sneak peek under the lid of the executioner's box. Knives, hooks, pincers, tongs, and steel spikes glisten ominously. The owner of these instruments clearly loves his job. Mel giggles. I remember your collection. What should I cut off that's different? Noses, perhaps? As for the grand cause, I'm happier arranging smaller affairs. Smaller and sweeter. Ogren laughs. Don't tell me. I saw you drool, slicing a wench from breast to crotch to see your guts spill. Just wait for it. You'll soon have it your way. We'll slay them by the hundreds. Okay, I'm getting really disturbed by this. Mel blissfully closes his eyes. So all this talk about opulent Burkana isn't just gossip. It's a long way to go. Many won't make it. Still, there's nothing like fresh meat. Mel rubs his hands together. You wonder why anyone would drive prisoners toward war. Usually it's the opposite. Do you really need to bother the Inquisitor? Well, apparently I do. Before you can approach the old man, Nakoma beats you to the punch. Yet Woden is an ancient fortress. You stand in the square at a specific spot. Conversations can be heard at a distance. Nakoma nods in your direction. Did you ever torture a man from the Shadow Clan? Burn him with hot irons? Cut his sinews? They say these men don't feel pain. The Inquisitor shrugs. Icons aren't really humans. Rumor has it you can cut a child to pieces in front of an icon, and unless he was hired to protect that child, a warrior of the Shadow Clan won't so much as blink. It's said they have no heart. Nakoma smirks scornfully. As if you had a heart. Will you flinch if you have to cut up a child? How many of you disemboweled already? Perhaps we have something in common with warriors of the Shadow Clan. I'd love to see one in action.
Let's just remain calm. I think there will be ass-kicking soon. I hope. Nakoma meets your eye, but you look right through him, into the void. The old man coughs. I have a heart, Your Holiness. On occasion it even aches a bit. Yours will too when you live as long as I. What do you think? Will we defeat Burkana this time? Nakoma pats the old man on the shoulder. Soon you'll see everything for yourself. All we need is to spill some blood. Lots of blood in the proper place. Vodin is only the beginning. Ogren. Now you gotta speak to the prisoners. Haggard, foul-smelling prisoners are pressed against the wall. The red-haired girl doesn't look traumatized, though she certainly is. You lose sight of her for a moment as guards drag a scrawny old man from the crowd. More women stand behind the red-haired girl, but she alone watches you. You remain calm and impassive, even when she calls out to you an icon. The red-haired girl is definitely not icon. If she were, you'd have been forced to abandon your service and save your kin. Nothing else can interfere with your service to Pelko Soturi, who pays you so well. Hey, warrior! My name is Reet. Can you feel what's happening? Isn't it time you remembered your duty? You remain silent. Your inner peace is absolute. Open your eyes! The temple warrior isn't human. It's a reaper in human form. And think of the law of the clan. For reaping begins, you shall serve your clan only. You should fight a reaper wherever it appears. The law of the Shadow Clan binds you to oppose the reaping and the reapers. Do you remember your duty? No one understands what the red-haired prisoner is screaming about, but the guardsmen don't dare shut her up. Nakoma's eyes are daggers. She knows something she shouldn't. Still, no one can foretell a reaping. You don't have to believe me, but today is the day. The reaping is coming. How do you know the law? Does it matter who speaks the truth if truth is spoken? You're too young to lecture me. How do you know? Innocent people will be led to the slaughter today. Is this Frisia's rule? Frisia is cruel. I'm not surprised, but it's not my concern. You're a warrior of peace, aren't you, Icon? Yes, I can read your face. Look closer at Nakoma and feel life freeze under his feet. He's a reaper, brimming with power. I have the sight to see this. Cirrus wouldn't let herself be captured. Alright, I heard you. You may think me foolish, but please take extra care. To your client, you're just fodder like us. You remain silent. The warrior's code of the Shadow Clan prescribes inner calm. Otherwise, you aren't useful. They get substantial sums of money from Count Pelko Soturi. You turn around to find Nakoma staring at you with a contemptuous grin. He gives a sign. You hear screams and choicest swear words behind your back. The guards have picked up the girl Reet and are carrying her to the dais. The temple servants watch you closely. I mean, I kind of feel like it's ass-kicking time. Sure, let's go wait near my client, I guess. You stand beside Pelko Soturi.
He is unfazed by the muffled howls of the prisoners, the grumbling of the crowd, or the smoke from the executioner's brazier. He is almost triumphant, in fact. What will you do, Lo Pheng? Knowing that a Frisian official plots my death? What if he plans to send assassins after me? Just give me a name. A couple of officials want to do away with me. 3 of us seek command of the legions, but only one shall prevail. If you don't stop them, you'll soon have no client to protect. The legions are already on the march, but neither commander has joined them yet. One of them just passed through the Gallian tunnel. The other's a bit ahead of him. They don't have a large entourage. You'll manage. Who will protect you while I'm away? I'll be perfectly safe while Nakoma, the temple servant, is here. I want to test you first. As a wench, you dared scorn his holiness. The red-haired scum mocked him all the way to Voden. Kill her. If I become commander of 3 legions, I'll double your pay. For an icon, the client's word is law, even if the client breaks the law. No executioner. I shall slay anyone sent to kill you. However, many there are, but I'm no executioner. Well, icon, remember this. Pelko Soturi always gets his way, regardless of what's written in a contract. You'll see. The Frisians are cunning. They pay the sons of the Shadow Clan handsomely for their services, but easily go back on their words. You expect it. You're ready for them. But, as the tortured redhead asked, are you ready for the truth? Silence falls over the square. The spread-eagled wretches on the wall freeze in anticipation of their dreadful fates. The only sounds are the clinking of the executioner's instruments being laid out on the bench, and the flapping of banners over the burgomeister's head. Watch the prisoners. The prisoners at the foot of the wall can barely stand. Few men, the very old and the very young, remain. The mostly female crowd falls to the ground, horrified at hearing the anguished cries of an old man being tortured coming from the wall. Then the redhead starts to sing. She weaves a temple hymn, making rich and poor alike bare their heads. Her voice peals across the square, resonating as if under a vaulted ceiling. Everyone's transfixed by the melody, moved to tears, as if searching for something within themselves. Just look around for Nakoma. You don't see Nakoma anywhere, but you sense he's nearby. Guardsmen's helmets are removed. Sharp blades are lowered. Prisoners and executioners weep uncontrollably. You know that a temple service cannot end in an execution. It is forbidden. As this thought forms, a reaper appears. Something resembling a bloated gray corpse with a greasy black mane emerges from the yard in front of the gate. It moves toward the dais, determined to end the song. You draw your sword. really careful track of who's moving. Extra movement there. Do that because he's up. Reduces his attack a little bit there. That guy's up next. Came from there. He wasn't supposed to go next. Shoot. Oh, he's up next. No, he just went. Now he... Oh, because the... I'm doing the circle. Ah! Oh, gosh, this combat system is damn near impenetrable.
is going to get me killed. Great. Okay, so all I had to do was kill the frickin' Reaper. Ah! Okay, great, it's done. Alright. Killed by your blow, the monster turns into a wisp of fog. A sacred strix set into the steel of your blade sizzles and burns out. The mystery is solved. This is what made the Reaper vulnerable. A strange weakness washes over you, making you stagger. Did the monster curse you? Your eyes meet Reed's. She's been a hard nut to crack. 2 swings of the sword is enough to cut the ropes binding her. The moment you set her free, she rushes to the other prisoners. The rest isn't your responsibility. Your road leads to the Isle of Shadows now. But first, you need to overcome the strange weakness. Many generations of warriors lived their life knowing that if a reaping comes, they'll have to oppose the Reapers. Whoever cuts even one of them down should bring news of it to the Shadow Clan. Your service to Pelkos Soturi has ended.
Hey folks, Aaron here. Thanks for watching this video. If you enjoyed it and you want more, please hit the subscribe button, like it, all that stuff, and don't forget the alerts for when I post new videos. New videos go up every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 8 a.m. Central. Vlogs and gaming content. You can also find me at my blog, stickstoriesscotch.blogspot.com, my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/shadowcaster, and a lot of other writing over on Mariner's Rock. Hope you'll be back next time. Until then, remember, keep your knees in the breeze and the shiny side up. And now, I gotta ride.